Hurricane Sally has made landfall in Alabama. Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Mike Naso with the latest on this very powerful hurricane. Last night it was a low-end Category 1, and Sally is now a strong Category 2 hurricane coming ashore very close there near Gulf Shores, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida, right on the border of Alabama and Florida. And you can see it is showing an eye. It is moving a little bit faster, but still very slowly, and it is causing very nasty weather along the Gulf Coast this morning. Here's the latest 5 a.m. Central Time, 6 a.m. Eastern bulletin from the Hurricane Center. The center of the eye of Category 2 Hurricane Sally has made landfall near Gulf Shores, Alabama. Catastrophic and life-threatening flooding likely along portions of the north-central Gulf Coast. And again, it was approximately 4:45 a.m. Central, 5:45 a.m. Eastern, about 20 minutes before this update is recorded, that the center of Sally's eye made landfall. Gulf Shores, Alabama, Category 2 hurricane, 105 mile an hour winds, 965 millibar pressure, and again, it is currently at 30.3 north, 87.7 west. That is over Gulf Shores, Alabama. Moving north-northeast at 3 very slowly. That's from forecasters Stewart and Blake. Again, a very powerful hurricane landfall. You can see the radar there. Again, the eye is finally coming ashore. It really moves slowly and just prolonged the agony. But Pensacola Beach and Perdido Key, Gulf Shores, Dauphin Island, just getting pounded. This whole coastline here. Although I do have to say, Mobile Bay, you guys are lucky to not be on the right side of the eye because you don't have that surge going right up the bay, but you're still going to have a water level rise. You can see that northern eye wall move through, and it just pounded the areas there in Alabama and Florida, and really the Florida Panhandle. I don't think they were expecting to take quite the hit that they are getting with Hurricane Sally. There's the satellite imagery, the infrared. You can see the eye of the hurricane moving ashore there. And again, it's going to eventually get caught up in the westerlies and weaken, but it is going to spread rain and storms all through Alabama and Georgia. Now, when I last spoke to you around 11:30 midnight-ish, we were dealing with a Category 1, so we were down here some damage, and now we're dealing with a high-end Category 2 hurricane that is more in the extensive, maybe even devastating category when it comes to the wind. So it is a different type of hurricane than we thought. The water is the biggest threat with the flooding and the surge. You can see 2 to 4 feet of water rise in Mobile Bay. So just because this system isn't coming straight up the bay doesn't mean you won't get the water rises. However, 4 to 7 feet here in areas of Pensacola Bay and the Okaloosa-Walton County line, to say nothing of the Big Bend of Florida. You guys are still going to have the water rises all the way down from the Walton Bay County line all the way over through the Big Bend. So again, a very, very high storm surge threat. Look at this. This is a tide gauge near Pensacola. Look at that. It is in the flood stage, headed for major. So again, Pensacola, I hope they prepared, because you guys were in the cone, but it looked like, a couple of days ago, it looked like Sally was going to New Orleans, then it looked like Biloxi, then it looked like Mobile, now it came ashore in Gulf Shore. So Sally really did move east. You can see high rainfall rates right offshore, and this is all spreading in, but again, north-northeast at 3 miles per hour, that is a crawl, and so we're going to have a lot of flooding, and rivers and little streams and whatnot, they're going to overflow their banks very easily. Now, along with the rainfall, you get severe weather. You can see we have a tornado watch box. It says it expires at 6 a.m. Central, so that's 7 a.m. Eastern, but I will tell you, no doubt this will be extended. As you have landfalling hurricanes, you have significant threats for tornadoes, and you can see the eye of Sally sitting there over Alabama, and the right side eye wall, and then the onshore thunderstorm activity, you're going to have spin-ups. So don't be surprised with water spouts and tornadoes, and a lot of them could be hard to see. They could be what we call rain-wrapped, and that's very, very dangerous. Now, I wanted to mention Hurricane Teddy. Yes, it was a tropical storm. Now it's a Category 2 hurricane like Sally, 100 miles an hour, and it's forecast to become a Category 4. But I wanted to mention it because Bermuda, you're now in the cone by early next week, and I know you just went through Paulette, you don't want to go through it again, but we're going to watch Teddy. Look at this here. You can see the European ensembles. They're starting to really zero in on a possible impact to Bermuda, to say nothing of Nova Scotia, even New England up here. Watch Teddy in the long range. It's just something to keep an eye on. It will be a very beautiful, powerful hurricane. Hopefully it'll avoid land, but again, this hurricane season is just insane. Who knows? You can see all our systems here. We have 3 simultaneous Category 2 hurricanes. Hurricane Sally making landfall in Alabama, Hurricane Paulette moving out to sea, and Hurricane Teddy quickly strengthening. 3 Category 2s, to say nothing of our features up here that we're watching, off Africa, even in the southern Gulf of Mexico. So a lot of activity right now, although the focus right now and this morning is in Alabama with the devastating winds and storm surge from Hurricane Sally, the first hurricane to make landfall in Alabama since Hurricane Ivan made landfall, also on September 16th, 2004. 16 years later, almost to the minute, we have another powerful hurricane over Gulf shores, Hurricane Sally. I'm Mike Naso with the latest on dangerous Hurricane Sally coming ashore in Gulf Shores, Alabama this morning with 105-mile-per-hour winds. Stay tuned for the latest.